This demonstration shows you how you can use budgetary control at the project task or lowest resource to enhance your business, in particular using the new spending controls for sponsored projects. As a grants administrator, I want to monitor and manage my award project's budget effectively to best utilise the funds granted. To start with, an award project is created from a project template enabled for budgetary control, and the project is also enabled to burden on separate lines. To restrict overspending, I can choose to define the controlling segments and controlling levels for the budget by navigating to the Manage Budget Versions page. I create the budget lines manually on the Create Budget page. I provide the version name and the financial plan type. I navigate to the Improved Budgetary Control Settings option in the Budget Creation Details region, where I can select to control either by resource or task. Previously, only top resource and funding source level control was available. I can select either a lowest resource or top task or lowest task control with funding source control. For my project, I'd like to modify the default planning options for budgetary controls and have a controlling segment at lowest resource and lowest task with funding source control as resources at task, as seen here in the Control Budget Details region. I choose to proceed with the default rate type and generate the combination of control budgets that will be created. I verify the list of control budgets that will be created for the selected controlling segments and define the control level as absolute for all levels in the Control Level Details region. The budget lines are manually created for multi-level resources of the format Job Named Person, seen here as Principal Consultant Sri Papu, Resource Class, seen here as Financial Resources, and Organisation Expenditure Type, seen here as Vision City Operations Airfare, Vision City Operations Overhead. Assigned to a lowest level task, Planning, where I want a spending control not to exceed the budget. Since my plan doesn't require any modification, I can proceed with the budget baseline. In the baseline budget window, I can review the various control budgets that will be created, along with the amounts. Once the budget's successfully baselined, the control budgets are created with the control level defined in the planning options, and the budget is imported. Also, a current working version of the budget is created. After a successful budget baseline, my award project can start incurring costs. A team member has entered a time card, so let's make sure the project costs are validated for budgetary controls. As a grants accountant, I navigate to the Manage Project Costs page, where the project cost time card transaction is already searched, with fund status as passed. I verify the successful funds reservation for the labour transaction by clicking on the funds status icon for the project cost. Funds reservation is successful for all the project control budgets, that is, project, lowest task, lowest resource, and lowest task, lowest resource funding source. My award project has a request for airfare costs for travel by a team member. I need to validate the purchase request. As a requisition user, I can verify the budgetary control validation results by clicking on the reserved link for funds status on the View Requisition page. Funds reservation is successful for all the project control budgets, that is, project, lowest task, lowest resource, and lowest task, lowest resource funding source. Back to the awards work area, as a grants administrator, I review the funds and financial details for the project to gain clear insight into project spending across enhanced control levels, such as project and lowest task, project, lowest task and lowest resource, and project, lowest task, lowest resource and funding source. By leveraging Oracle Fusion Cloud Project Management's budgetary control features, you can effectively manage your grants fund, its budget, and achieve successful project outcomes.